Be Our Guest is overrated, and we're telling you to skip it. That's one of our answers in today's episode, and we've got a lot more where that came from. Welcome back to Earstravagant Adventures. I'm your host and travel agent bestie, Rachel. With me, as always, is Katie,
Hi.
everyone's favorite travel chaos coordinator. And today, we are answering the Walt Disney World questions that we get asked every single day from clients
Constantly.
in our DMs, from people who've been 5 times, people who've never been at all, people who should know better. And by the end of this episode, you're going to have honest answers to the questions you've actually been wondering about, not the marketing answers, not the answers that add the most add-ons, the answers we give to our friends and our clients. Some of these are going to be unpopular, especially the dining ones. So stick with us. The question we get the most,
What is it?
is it worth it?
Like, is Walt Disney World worth it?
No, this is literally the question I get all the time. Is it worth it? In context to anything.
I mean,
Anything. And this is what I say. And I'm sure you say the same thing. It's relative, right?
yeah. Well, I need to know what you're asking is worth it.
It
Like,
it
it.
let's
I mean,
say well, I think some of these are
a lot of these are, is it worth it? Like,
yes.
yeah.
So I think the common thing is everybody's idea of value and worth is different to every person. And that's
Mhm.
where conversations with us come into play because, like, for me, a lot of my trips, the next one is not worth it for me, but
Mm.
it is worth it for other people. For me, going to Jollywood Nights is
Yeah.
worth it. But for some people, it's not. For me,
Mm.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is not worth it. But for families with younger kids or who've never been before, it is worth it. It's all relative. And if someone is telling you a blanket statement, they're just trying to lie to you and sell you something.
But to go back on this is a conversation you and I had the other day. If we're just saying, is it worth it, Walt Disney World in general, that hour by hour breakdown of
Mm.
what you get for your money is insane compared to other vacations. I was telling Rachel this just the other day because we didn't do a summer vacation. My kids wanted to go to New York. And I'm like, okay, I love New York. We're going to price it out. Price out flights for four, the hotel that I like that's walking distance to Fifth Avenue, Broadway, everything. $8,000 for a 4-night trip to New York. That did not even include the Broadway tickets. So, you know what? We did not go to New York this summer. We had a staycation this summer. I had would get a full week with my food cost and maybe my lightning lanes if I stayed moderate at Walt Disney World for $8,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point. So, like, if you're just talking about is Walt Disney World worth
mm,
it from a very analytical analysis, and I was telling you about the rodeo. Like, people spend so much money going to the Houston Livestock Show and rodeo, so much money, and that's one day.
one
You
day.
can have way like the if you narrowed it down to the cost per hour, which I know some people do. I don't have the patience to do that. Don't ask me to do it.
Mm-mm.
Cost per hour is cheaper at Walt Disney World than like a concert or even, gosh, a movie.
A football game.
Oh, don't get me started on those FIFA tickets, okay? Oh my gosh, those World Cup tickets, people were saying how much they were spending on that. I get it's the World Cup, I get it's epic, but at the same time, that's a lot of money
Yeah.
to be in the
I'll go Disney
nosebleed.
any day.
Exactly.
Any day.
So the next one that we get all the time that I feel like this is one of the spicier takes is should we get the dining plan?
My answer is quick service always. Quick service always. I don't care how many sit downs you think you're going to do, unless you're going to do a sit down every single day.
Hmm.
Like, even if you say, I'm going to do 2 or 3 sit downs, still add the quick service. Quick service always. Because as a mom who has now teenagers, or one teenager and one preteen, those kids eat so dang much. And I just am constantly whipping that wallet out. Universal, like year before last, broke us, man. We were spending so much on quick service food. And that doesn't make the cost lower, but the fact that I can pay it off over time
Hmm.
and I'm not paying all of it at my vacation, quick service always.
Hmm.
Always.
That's funny
Does
because
not.
mine is usually, I usually recommend table service unless you tell me that your family doesn't eat a lot, because most of my clients, and this is where everybody's different, this is where a conversation is needed. Most of my clients want to have one sit down meal a day, and it's usually a good value dining location. And when we say good dining, like if you're using your dining credits at Homecoming, you're losing money.
Mhm.
If you're using your dining credits at a character buffet, fantastic. And a lot of
Yeah.
my clients do character buffets. So I'm like, okay, great. Then you should do the dining plan. But then I have other clients, they're like, my 6-year-old eats off my plate. My 7-year-old, to be fair, they're free on the dining plan. Okay. So, anyways. Uh okay, it's a different scenario then. My teen friend with a teenage client, they share meals. They never get their own meal. I know. I know. I know. But like in that
I can't.
scenario, the table service dining plan would be terrible because they'd have way too much food. The quick service
Mhm.
plan would be better for them. So like everybody's different. The value of if it's is it worth it depends on your family.
And it's so funny because we have said before, my clients are completely different than Rachel's clients
Mhm.
because people normally pick who you vibe with. And my clients are very much, we want part time. We want to go, 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 which is why quick service is best for them. They prepay for it. We're going to grab, that quick service meal and we're going to get back on the, yeah.
But I do think a dining plan in general is worth it because of the prepay aspect. You've said it a couple times, and I totally agree. Like not having all these extra charges when you get
Mhm.
to your vacation, to me, is worth it. I may not be saving money on any food, but the fact that I don't have now an extra bill when I get home.
Talking about teens eating, that my microwave's about to beep because somebody's in the kitchen making food right now. Like
That
they're
the
right.
next one that we get asked a lot, I think we are aligned on this one.
It's the best value at Walt Disney World,
Say it.
hands down. Memory Maker. Is Memory Maker worth it? It is the best value at Walt Disney World. I cannot stress enough that I come home with 75 family photos, good photos, every
Good.
single time.
Yeah.
Good photos. And the fact that I am in the photos and I'm not the one holding the camera to take photos of everyone else, ugh, come on.
Well,
Like,
I want to address something that I saw some creator make on TikTok that made me mad because he said Memory Maker is not worth it. First of all, it's $185 as of recording when you buy it in advance. And he said, well, the PhotoPass photographers are trained to take your photo. Yeah, okay. You're with your phone. With your phone, they don't change the lighting settings. They'll just do a couple
mm-mm,
pictures. Their cameras are nice cameras. They do a great job. Plus, all the like this isn't as big of a deal, but all the magic shots that you can have. And then
mm-hmm.
if you meet certain characters, there is no person to take your photo. Don't get me started on that actually. Don't get me started on that actually. But the only way to get those photos is with Memory Maker
Mm-hmm.
because if you meet at Fairy Tale Hall or Pete's Silly Sideshow, there's no
Mm-hmm.
PhotoPass person there. It's a box. It's a robot.
Yeah. Oh, I hate the box.
Thank you.
God, I hate the box.
Thank you.
Ugh.
I don't know how you're only coming home with 75 because I'll have like 200 plus every time.
Well, we know why. Last time we went to the parks together, I was riding Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror, and you were taking photos in Pixar Pier. Like that's what was happening. Like my phone kept going off. Then like, there's Rachel. There's Rachel taking a photo.
Well, because
So, but
I know
my
that
husband does the same thing because like when we went in September and AJ and I had gone back to the room, we're taking a break and I keep getting notifications every time they passed one. That whole afternoon he was taking a photo and I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
because why
why not?
not? And they
Yeah.
like some of the cast members also are just really fun, and they'll do like
Mhm.
fun photos with you, and it whoever thinks family photos is not worth it, we cannot be friends.
No. Mm-mm.
Because I can't tell you how many times I'm having a bad day, the summer saddies, and I'll look back on my photos and be like, oh, this was a great time.
Yeah.
Oh, this was
And
so magical.
also having the memory maker versus having them on your phone. I do y'all know how much stuff is on my phone? Because we are constantly taking content. I am constantly screenshotting stuff. I am like, there's so much on my phone. And with Memory Maker, I come home and I download them to the computer, which in my mind is just a little bit more permanent than the phone.
Well, and then
I
they're in
don't,
like a
I
separate
don't know.
folder too, so
Yeah.
you can like easily find them because they're in a separate
Yes.
folder.
Like I'm always looking for our Memory Maker photos from whatever trip. And I'm like, oh, there it is. September. Oh, January. Like there they are.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
knew we'd be aligned on this one. The
Oh yeah.
next one, I think we're gonna get a little spicy, okay? What do we think about Cinderella's Royal Table and Be Our Guest?
I can't stand Cinderella's Royal Table. I can't stand it. I think it
Why?
is the biggest waste of money. I think the food is no good. I can't stand it. I have done it twice since 2021 and I do not like it. The dessert is good. That's it. The dessert is good. Nothing else.
So I just went, and here's my take. I thought the food was fine. My filet was
What'd you
cooked.
eat?
The filet,
You had the steak. Okay, I'm sorry. The steak is good.
yeah, the
But
steak is good.
I mean, that's the only good thing on the menu is the steak. That's
I
the
mean,
only safe thing you can order because
the
everything
shrimp
else is
as the
gross.
appetizer was gigantic and perfectly fine.
So you had the exact same thing I had last time, which is it's okay. Like I it's too much money for just
Okay, let
okay.
me finish. The
Sorry, I
food,
feel strongly about this one.
the food is good. The vibe is good. If you're wanting to meet princesses inside the
Mm,
castle, it is absolutely worth it. Okay? It is not worth the price paid.
no.
That's my issue. And that's also, I actually have a bigger issue with Be Our Guest. Cinderella's Royal Table, at least I'm meeting
Yeah.
5 princesses and
Mhm.
I'm inside the castle. Be Our Guest is also a 3-course prefix menu, which the food is slightly better,
Two
but
credits.
they're both 2 credits.
They're
So
both two
they're
credits.
both two
There
credits.
should not be.
But the beast, all he does is walk around.
And the post-COVID changes to be our guest has been its downfall.
Enraged.
And
Enraged.
the thing is, why is it two table service credits? Why? Like Cinderella's Royal Table, I understand why it's two table service credits. I understand why the price point is so high because you
Mm-hmm.
are eating inside the
Mm-hmm.
castle, and that is iconic. So when I say I hate Cinderella's Royal Table, I'm still gonna not tell you not to do it. If it's y'all's first trip, or if it even if it's your like third trip and you've never done it, I'm still gonna say, yeah, let's do it once,
And
right?
you love princesses. Yes.
Yes. Like, I mean, it's iconic. There is, I mean, yes, Be Our Guest, the castle is beautiful, the rooms are beautiful, but it has nothing else going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else
Mm-hmm.
going for it.
The
Like,
food is good. Every time I've
mm,
had the food there, the food is good. However, at least with Cinderella's Royal Table, if it is they're both 3-course prefix menus. Okay, they both are. At least at Cinderella's Royal Table, your kids have the characters as a distraction, right? The characters are coming around and meeting you. They do a little dance.
mm,
At Be Our Guest, your kids are going to go stir crazy because it is a 3-course prefix menu. The Beast does not come do individual meet and greets. He just walks down the row and then leaves. So for you to justify two dining credits, I
um,
need him to come by. I need him to do what he used to do and have a dedicated meet and greet. And I
why
need it to
can't
be with
Belle be
Belle.
there as well?
I need it to be with
Why
Belle.
can't we have Belle? Like, I mean, you
Well,
know,
because she's doing her story time. She's busy.
I know continuity, like,
She's busy.
she's busy, but,
Mhm.
like, give us
Also,
something.
why can't I have quick service breakfast? They have it set up.
I
They
was
don't
just
use
about
that
to
room
say
for anything.
the quick service breakfast.
That croque monsieur was amazing.
You know
The
how I feel about
tuna
sandwiches.
narcoosseous salad that they narquois. What I always say that wrong. Whatever. That salad was great. quick service lunch, quick service breakfast, and then fine, take two table service credits for dinner. Fine, fine. But
Fine.
give me quick service breakfast and lunch.
Well, and also talking about the 2 table service credits, like Ocker shoes, right? Ocker shoes is 2 credits well for lunch and dinner.
But
But
one for
breakfast it's one. Breakfast it's one. And
and I think it's six princesses that you meet. So
I
if it is if I always forget. If it's princesses that you want, I'm always gonna say Akershus because I just feel like you get a better interaction with the princesses and it's bigger. It's a lot bigger. But Cinderella's Royal Table is iconic. It is one of those things that you need to do. But be our guest. I like
yeah.
the food though, but like again, the price point. The price point,
But I do have a lot of adult only trips that go to be our guest, and I agree with that. Like if
yeah,
I've got a girls group, if I've
yeah,
got, an anniversary, like okay, let's go to be our guest. But
yeah.
when we're talking our younger kids, I'm gonna send you to Ocker Shoes, or I'm gonna send you to
Artist
Artist
Point.
Point Storybook. Yeah,
Speaking of,
like
what do you think the best character dining is?
Artist Point. I've got a list. I love Tusker House. God, I
Love,
love Tusker House.
love.
Um,
Give me your
I
top
love
three. Give me your top three.
okay, Tusker House, Topolino's, and Storybook Dining and Artist Point. That's my top three right there. That's it. Those are the best.
My top three, same two. Tusker House for sure. The best character interactions I consistently have. Topolino's, same thing, and the food is great. But Topolino's, it's only breakfast. Okay. Artist Point is only dinner.
Yes.
But I think Akershoes.
If I was giving you my top five, it would be in there.
Yeah,
Uh,
Storybook is in my top five. But if I'm doing
yeah.
top three, like Tusker House, I hate buffets. I want to just
Mhm.
be clear. I hate buffets, but Tusker House has a good buffet. They have
Really good.
interesting food. Um, Topolino's, like I said, it's only breakfast, but I had a steak and eggs.
Uh, I love Topolino's.
Love to.
Topolino's, it's like the best tasting. Like if you ask me what is the best food at a character meal, it's every time
for
Topolino's.
for
Topolino.
breakfast because I find that
Yeah.
a lot of breakfast places the food is just so lackluster. So like at Tusker House, I'm going to tell you have lunch or dinner, not
Hmm.
breakfast.
Well, and that's like Kate May. I love Kate May Cafe because I think it's cute. I think the outfits are cute. I love the character
But the
vibes
food
there.
is trash.
It is fun. It is a fun meal. It is a basic breakfast.
Yep.
It is basic, like basic buffet. But I'm not going to tell you not to go because it's cute. I love it. It's fun.
Yeah. And Artist Point is dinner only. But
Mm,
that food is good and the characters are good. So like that one is that if yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But I will tell you, and I get this question all the time about Akershus, is because they think the food's going to be weird because it is Norwegian food.
Yeah.
Um,
Like Swedish
my
food.
kids, that was one of their favorite meals ever. We've only been once. We went for dinner and they tore up the meatballs and the mac and cheese. Like,
Yeah.
what kid doesn't eat meatballs and mac and cheese? Sorry, they
Right.
all do. They
Right.
were little last time we went to Akershus. So, yeah,
Yeah, the food is not as weird as people think it is.
yeah.
This is another super spicy one, and I want to hear your take. I feel like you know mine. The room doesn't matter. We're only sleeping there.
Mm-mm.
Wrong. Because if you get a bad night's sleep, you're setting yourself up for failure before you even wake up the next day. Let's just be real honest about that.
And you know my thoughts on this. When my kids were little, we had more expenses because I had to pay for daycare and stuff, like smaller kids are just more expensive in your everyday life. So we were a strictly value, but I'm not even like All Stars. I've never stayed in All Stars in my life.
Yeah.
I Pop Century. Pop Century is where we stayed because they were little, right? They would sleep anywhere. They would sleep next to us. They would do whatever, right? We went to Disneyland in January. All right. So now I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, right? They had to sleep in the beds with us. I was kicked. I was snuggled without my consent. All the things. I got the worst sleep compared to September at Polynesian, where we had the fifth sleeper, the couch,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would rotate which kid was on the couch and we would rotate which parent had to sleep with the kid. So at least I was having every other night was a good night of sleep for me.
Mm-hmm. Sleep,
Like,
like people are act like, oh, I'm just sleeping there, but they are forgetting like your quality of sleep is very important. And just like with regular hotels, the value resorts are going to have not as comfortable beds, not as comfortable bedding, thinner walls than a moderate or deluxe. So to me, if if it really is the bottom line money, hold on.
one of the best, bless you, one of the best feedback I ever got from a client is we did a big, like 3 room, big family trip, first trip to Disney, and they went to All Star Movies, right? It fit the price point that they had provided for me, like, and we planned them out a really, really great trip. And they got back and they said, we had so much fun. Like, you planned it perfectly, but we will never go back to a value resort. And one of the biggest things they said was because there was nowhere for them to, like, gather as a family.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, the room was so cramped that if mom wanted to come over and talk to me, like while I'm getting ready to go back to the parks after our break, she's like, has to sit on the bed, or we got to push the bed up in the wall to get the table. And, that, and I was like, I had never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Never had that crossed my mind. And I was like, that's an excellent point.
Yeah,
And
the rooms are
also,
smaller. Like having that bed
mhm,
flipped down, you immediately cut the room size and it is so tight. So even if you have young kids, like it is very tight.
mhm,
You're on top of each other. So you're
you
waking up
are.
trying to get ready and everybody's mad at each other because you're all on top of each other. So like
Mhm.
I get it. I get that it's just a place to sleep, but my quality of sleep is important. My space is important. But if the only way for you to get to Disney is with a value budget, we understand. We
Yeah.
just want you
Because
to think about other things.
I was very much the value queen, when the kids were more expensive. I mean, they're still expensive, but
In a
once
different
that
way.
daycare once that daycare bill is gone, it's like you got a raise. Like, you can just do whatever.
Well, speaking of kids and what makes the room extra small, do my kids need a stroller?
Yes. Yes.
But my kid is 7.
So my the my oldest, the last time we had a stroller, he was 9 and my youngest was 7. And he did not ride in the stroller, like we were not pushing him in the stroller, but he did sit in that stroller and pull it down and take a little sensory break. Also, when you go with kids, you have stuff, right? Kids need things. And having the stroller is just an extra way to hold the things. Like, no. Mm-mm.
I do
I
think there
say
is an age where you don't what age would you I say like 9 and 10.
7. 7. uh, it depends on the kid.
Yeah.
It depends on the kid. AJ, we went for her 8th birthday, just me and her. And that was her first trip without a stroller. And she really struggled, right?
Hmm.
Because she's used to stroller every time she's went. Like, I'm just, a princess and I'm getting pushed in the stroller. And she really, really struggled. But I just could not justify renting a stroller for just the two of us. And she's 8 years old. So 8 is about where I'm like, nah, you might be able to get away without it.
Yeah,
But
that one's like yeah.
7 and under for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Hmm. Their
Well,
little legs just can't do it. They can't do it.
well, I think that's a great point. Like it depends. Like if your kid is an active kid and
Mhm.
goes on walks all the time and maybe you guys go to the zoo all the time, like if you guys are
Mhm.
active, then maybe that's actually a younger age. But you know your kid best, of course. But that's just kind of
But
our
there's a little bit of a safety thing here too, because one of the things about having the stroller for like early entry rope drop is sometimes those crowds you can be just packed in there, and if the kids are in the stroller, you know where they are, especially when you're with a big group. Because, like, I remember when we went, the entire family, 4 rooms we had, and when we were trying to get through the crowds to get to whatever ride we were rope dropping, my kids were in those strollers because that way I knew exactly where they were. Like, I was leading the charge, our tour guide Barbie things that we do. My husband was right behind me pushing that stroller. Kids' butts are in the stroller.
that's
So,
a great point.
yeah.
Well, it kind of is a segue. Do we need a rest day? See,
Yes.
this is
It's
again, let me have a conversation with my client because, like, if you
yeah.
have older kids or you're an adult only group, probably not. You
Yeah.
can probably, especially if you're putting in an Epcot and Animal Kingdom day, because those are just kind of more relaxed days,
Mhm.
anyways. You don't necessarily need a rest day. After going in July, if you're in the summer, non-negotiable, you need a rest day. Because I'll tell you,
Mhm.
after 2 days, only 2 days in the full sun, full park days, if I wasn't going home that next day, I would have needed that rest day
Mhm.
so bad because the sun sucks the lifeblood from you.
It does. Oh, it does. But then also that's subjective too, because like, what if you know you are only going to go to the parks in the morning time and you're going to rest every evening? It's super, super subjective. But what always scares me when I'm planning a trip for someone is if we have kids that are stroller age, that they're under 7, and we are doing a jam-packed week where we've got 5-day tickets, we're park hopping, we're doing all of this. And I'm like, y'all are going to be miserable come Thursday and Friday. Come those last 2 days, you are going to be miserable unless you build in some time for those kids to relax. Also, if you've never been to Disney before, I'm going to just spoil this for you right here. Your kids will love it, but they are going to ask you about 10 times a day when we're going to the pool. You could be getting off a Big Thunder Mountain, and yet everyone's had the time of their life, and they're going to say, when are we going to the pool?
Well, and I'm going to add a little spicy take that's not in here, but we're going to talk about. I don't recommend a park hopper for first time visitors anyway.
I know. I don't recommend park hoppers for first time visitors. I do not recommend park hoppers if you have children under the age of like 10. My kids
Hmm.
still don't even park hop well. We talked
Hmm.
about this in the Disneyland episode. My kids want to spend the entire day in that park. They don't like hopping. I don't like hopping. You've been with me. I don't like to hop. I want to go to the park. I want to wear the outfit that matches that park, and I will stay in that park all day long because Rachel
If
can flip back and forth.
no,
Rachel is
no,
a
no, no,
hopper.
no, I can only flip back and forth if it's Hollywood Studios. I will not spend a full day in Hollywood Studios. No, no,
But
no.
when we went together and we started the day at Hollywood Studios and we all knew that we were going to go to Epcot, you lost me for a good hour because I had to go back to the resort because I could not go to Epcot in my Hollywood Studios outfit.
See,
Like
that's why
that's
you
not
have to
gonna
have
happen.
outfits that can do both.
I think you had tour guide Barbie all that
Yes,
day,
I
but
did.
like,
Yes, I
yeah,
did.
they
Tour guide
can
Barbies get
do.
everywhere. So, well, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but where should
Oh,
I? What?
wait. I had more to say
Oh, okay.
about the rest day. So it also depends on what kind of trip you want, right? So like we did a rest day for the first time ever because I don't follow my own advice. Um we did a rest day for the first time ever with my kids being this old last year, and it was specifically because my husband and son wanted to play golf at Disney. Like that was it. That's the only reason. And it actually ended up being my favorite day of the whole trip because I laid by the pool at Polly and had the best time while they played golf. So,
Love that.
yeah.
Love that. I mean, rest days are underrated. The older
I
we
think
get,
they
the
are.
more I'm like, yeah, I need a rest day.
Well, and you just think of everything that is on property at Walt Disney World and all the things that you've never gotten to experience because, like, you don't have time to go over to that resort to eat at that restaurant, say, like Toledo's, and you've heard all these good things. But, like, when are you going to do that when you have park tickets for that day? What are you
So,
doing?
where should I stay with young kids? I
Mm,
think it needs to be somewhere with an easy mode of transportation.
that is the correct answer.
Hmm.
It does not matter if it's value, budget, value.
Value,
How
moderate, or deluxe. Yeah, it
That's the one I'm having. I told you.
it's fine.
Summertime sadness
It's
has
fine.
me in its grips.
You need to, because especially with young kids, you're going to need a midday break, especially during the summer, to
Mhm.
set yourself up for success. And the buses, when we say give yourself an hour just for one way, we're not kidding because you could have just missed the bus that came and then you have to wait another 20 minutes and then you have to get to the resort and then you have to get to your resort. So like an hour each way. So that's a big chunk of time. So if you have a resort that's close to at least one of the parks that you're visiting, that cuts that time in half and that's more park time for you. So it could be Pop Century, Art of Animation, Riviera, Beach
Caribbean
Club,
Beach.
Boardwalk, Yacht Club. I said Caribbean Beach. Um, Wilderness Lodge, Contemporary, Polynesian, or the Grand Floridian. All of those have convenient modes of transportation to the parks that they're close to. I would even say Pop, Caribbean, Riviera, Boardwalk, Beach Club, and Yacht are the best because they're close to two parks.
Yeah, that I really do love the Epcot area resorts
Mhm.
for people with young kids. I think that those are just an incredible choice. Um, I will never forget watching my husband struggle with the double stroller every time we had to get on the bus. Because like the
Yeah,
bus is unavoidable. You're gonna have to
you're
take the
gonna have
bus
to
to
have the
at least
bus.
one park, you know,
But
unless you want
yeah,
to pay for like a minivan or something like that. The bus is unavoidable. And ooh, those double strollers on those. Because you're not the only one with them. It's
no,
just a row of dads in the center just holding their strollers.
exactly.
Like, in fact, if you're getting ready, if you're walking for your trip, have the husband like picking up
Get
things like
ready.
this because he's got to train for it.
So, what's your favorite resort? I get asked this all the time, and I have different answers for different things. But do you have like a go-to that is your
I
favorite?
I have a favorite for each price category. My
No,
favorite,
no. What's your favorite?
like my absolute favorite of all of
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
Polynesian.
Mhm.
But if I ever get to stay at Beach Club, which I haven't, I feel like Beach Club would beat it out. Um, I
I
haven't gotten
feel
to stay beach.
Yeah, I think my favorite's the Polynesian too because the vibes, the food, the resort itself, the location. Because also, by the way, it's close to the monorail that goes to Epcot as well as the monorail that goes to Magic Kingdom, so it's technically close to two parks. My runner-up is the Boardwalk.
I Boardwalk's up there, man. I have some die-hard Boardwalk clients and they absolutely love it. Very active clients that are like, yeah, we went to the parks and then the kids were watching movies outside and we were just
Yep.
hanging out on the boardwalk. Like, if you are a go family, wow, love it.
So let's end with the spiciest one. We get this so much. So much. Um, should we skip Animal Kingdom?
Hell no.
Heck no.
I'm gonna
I'll
get
tell you to
fussed
skip
at.
Hollywood Studios before I'll tell you to skip Animal Kingdom.
I'm not gonna tell you skip anything. Like, if we're going to Disney, we're going all in. Like, we're going to every single park. Like, just lock in because that's what we're doing. I adore Animal Kingdom.
Why?
I Because it's such a slower pace. And I love
Hmm.
that slower pace. And the animals. I mean, we had the best time when we went in September because it was the first time AJ was like really into Animal Kingdom. She went up to every single cast member, asked engaging edu- educational.
Girl, you need a nap.
I'm struggling. Educational questions to the cast members and learned so much. Also, the food in Animal Kingdom is incredible. Like, mm-mm,
Like,
mm-mm.
Animal Kingdom has so many nooks and crannies to explore. Like, I know they had a whole campaign of it's not a zoo. Okay, it's not. But like there's the gorilla trail, there's the tiger trail, there's the safari, there's the conservation station, there's an otter section. There's so many places where you can see animals in a beautiful setting. Plus, there's a ton of character opportunities. Pocahontas, it's the only place you can meet Pocahontas. Moana's there. Divine, the beautiful
Kevin.
Earth goddess that you can sometimes see, sometimes not. She's amazing. Judy and Nick Wilde are there. Like it is phenomenal. Plus, I'm going to echo what Katie said. The food is better than Epcot.
It is better than Epcot. I would take Animal Kingdom over Epcot without a festival for food. Yeah.
Saltuli Canteen every time. Saltuli Canteen every time. Nomad Lounge every time. Every
Yak and
time.
Yeti, the quick service, not the sit down. Yes.
Tiffins.
Oh my gosh, bread
We already
service.
talked about Tusker House. Like Animal Kingdom, if you go in thinking it's going to be a ride heavy park, you are going to have a bad time. But if you go see the Lion King show, one of the best shows on property, Finding Nemo, another great show. It has Expedition Everest, it has Flight of Passage.
and this is always the pushback that I get to this, and this is going to be my pro tip of the day. Like, write this down, right? Is we've been told that we won't spend all day there. No, you're probably not. And it's going to close early because animals have to go to sleep. But especially if you're not doing a rest day, you are building in your rest day. We can go in, we can do everything we want to do and be out by 2 o'clock. That is when the kids are going to the pool. That's it.
Or
Like, or
if
we're
you
going
go
to have a
in,
nice dinner,
yeah,
you know?
or take your time and go do the
Hmm.
shows, go do the Tree of Life trail,
Hmm.
go do the bird show, and you could be done still by 5 and then have a dinner somewhere outside of the park or in the park. It's just a slower pace, which exactly sets you up because you're going to go to bed earlier. So then the
Yes.
next day you'll be a little bit more rested. Like Animal
Mhm.
Kingdom, you guys, it's fantastic.
It is. It's so good.
So
So good.
you've probably noticed a theme today. Almost every answer starts with it depends on your family, which is so true. And
Mhm.
that's exactly why generic advice only gets you so far. So if you want answers built around your actual trip, your kids, and your budget, let's talk. The link to schedule with us is in our show notes. Hit us up. We'd love to talk with you about what would be best fit for you. Until next time, bye.
Bye.